And we are live. Sorry, we are still a little bit wonky, but before we went live, I actually think I broke the tripod. So I need to be a little bit tall. So hello everybody anyway, if you're watching... What?
She's going to sit up.
I can't
Go and get a quilt to sit on.
Right, hang on.
She's really short.
But you're just tall.
She's really short, so it just takes a little while. But yeah, I'm being rude. Sorry. Well, so she's gone to get something to sit on. There you go. It's like a car booster seat, isn't it?
I could have actually brought the car seat in with me. Okay, hi, and thank you very much for joining Erica.
And this.
On the live Q&A. If you're watching back on catch up, sorry we missed you. Chat, and you'll be able to keep up with the conversation. I do get a lot of feedback from Lloyd, and he said because he watches on the TV, he does expect me to actually read out the question when people ask questions. So I'll wait and open up YouTube, and so we can keep up with the conversation.
That's the theory.
Yes. Are we better? YouTube? No. I'm still baddish.
It's one of those great evenings, isn't it? We like ones like this.
Yes. Okay. I go live. Is quickly make a cup of tea and come back. Oh, Hazel's saying it's not bad. Oh,
it's not great.
It's a while.
Have you jinxed? Like...
No, I haven't. How was everybody's day? If I talk really clearly,
enunciate,
and stay still, it means that it's not so much. We are in the kitchen, but Phil is just behind the camera.
Yeah. So we're sitting on the other side of the table that we use.
Hi, James, thank you very much for popping back.
Hey, I've got internet connection. Ta-da!
So on like Wi-Fi signals, like. Oh, are we back? Sorry about that. We are having a few issues.
Well, and the other thing is, who didn't know?
Maybe.
So if we scratch,
it wasn't me necessarily. I think it's the internet not working very well.
I think it could be the internet not working very well.
So hopefully, if you can just bear with us, I'm really sorry.
I don't know why we're having technical. If I swore and everybody was still watching, I'm really sorry. I do have the mouse, so I hope.
Did you swear?
I hope not. I hope I wasn't totally potty mouth, because that would be.
So we're hoping now that the internet's back, but I don't know if it's still. But we're just going to try and open it on Liz's channel and just see.
Yeah.
Where we are. Because we're quite looking forward to going through.
Now, is it because I'm on this?
Yeah, but I think we kind of want to watch the video.
Yes. Yeah, of course we do.
So, can anybody just let us know right now how we're coming across? Because we're happy to close the computer if we...
Brian says I just used to thinking it was his computer to blow.
So,
Tony says Liz swearing would be like being savaged by a baby bunny.
Right, can someone say if we're okay? I think we, apart from being a bit wonky, still drop.
Now, this could be because there's a storm coming.
Is there
High wind warning. We are improving.
We are improving.
So, dropping in and out, Chrissy. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. We'll stick with it as it is now. As all I can say is I'm really sorry.
Oh, Lloyd is coming in with computer expertise. He said turn everything off and back on again. Okay.
Jamie Hughes says, storm, what storm? The whole of Wales has been given high wind warning for the weekend.
Oh, that's because Lloyd has 3 hours to work on the shed tomorrow outside. That's why that weather's coming. Kick it.
Yeah. So
Steve at Plum Wine, I still haven't made a pumpkin wine video for you. I'm very sorry.
But you are taking Phil home tonight, aren't you?
I'm taking Phil home tonight.
That
you can hear
in the hope that you can hear us. Yes. So I'll do a quick hello. Dave, Linda, Jay McHugh, Bill, Peter, Laura, Kelly, George, Angela, Nick,
here.
No.
Rona has someone else.
My Little Bit of Peace, Soup and Wine, Ed, Hazel, Louise, James, Chrissy, Rose, getting there, Eco-Centric Homestead. Are we there? Elliot in Bryn. Well, lots of people came in to see us.
Yes.
Not working properly tonight.
But hopefully we're back around and it's still working and everything.
I've got a bit of a hot sweat here. Browder Clay, Bride Allotment Life, and anyone else who knows me, Jill.
Yeah, thank you for everybody that's joined us this evening, even though the internet is down.
Yeah.
All of these questions to answer.
Okay, why don't we just, instead of moaning about it, why don't we just answer some?
Okay.
If people, no, that's me.
Bad, bad, then we will do it again, but we do want to answer these questions. Yes. So if you can bear with us, that would be amazing.
See, Jill says that's a goof idea.
Goof idea. So, question number 1. I'm going with the end one because that was the first one.
Right.
Question number 1.
Don't shout.
Question number 1 was by Kelly's Sunny Somerset Allotment. Okay. She has a very nice channel and she's on here. So click 3 dots next to her name. And if you're not a subscriber, click subscribe. The question was, why did you move to Wales? So would you like to answer that one first?
Oh, yes. We were looking for a new home, and I've got family on this side of the Severn Bridge who very much encourage us to look in this direction. And the joyful thing is that it's slightly cheaper in Wales, in this part of Wales, than just on the other side of the bridge, which is where we were living before. So we were able to get a bit more bang for our buck.
And has anyone else moved to Wales and what was their reason. But the reason for me was that Lloyd and I, when we got together, we had a house each, and it was decided that we wanted to move in with each other, that it would be better to move into Lloyd's house because he was in a better location. But his house, my house, was not really the right size for our family. So we decided we wanted to get a bigger property, but have a bit more land. In Bristol, we could have probably got what we've got now for about £1 million or something, or maybe less than that, but just
probably not
stupid money that who can afford that at the end of the day. And even if we sold both of our houses, there'd be no way we could really justify borrowing that much from the bank. So we just started looking around in loads of different places. And I said to Lloyd, oh, this would be my dream house. And I had a job that was really kind of like quite demanding. And, you know, I used to daydream a lot at work and go on Rightmove when I was at work. And I found this house and I said, this is my dream kind of house for the future. And Lloyd said, oh, my parents live just down the road from there. So we were like, wow, okay. So we just went to look at the house, and there were things that we loved about the house, but there were things we didn't love about the house, like the hills, and it's, you know, needed a lot of work doing. But then the price of the house was cheaper than what my 3-bedroom ex-council house was worth in Bristol. And it had half an acre. So there was absolutely like, it was just crazy to think we could buy that for the same money. And then we got cold feet a few times about the house and tried to look nearer to Bristol and tried to look around, and there was absolutely nothing that we could find that lived up to that. You know, it was every house has a pro and con, doesn't it? But that was the reason, really, just because the house prices in Wales are so much cheaper. So yeah, that was the reason, really.
Yeah. And backyard gardening joined us.
Oh no, but yeah, it's crazy in Wales how much cheaper it is.
Yeah, and I mean, house prices, they are increasing, but just not quite at the same rate as elsewhere. And obviously that reflects the other economic factors.
Yeah.
As in, there aren't as many jobs.
Yes, that is very true.
And unless you're on the M4 corridor, the Welsh M4 corridor, you've got an awfully long way to travel before you've got a motorway and good roads.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about 10 minutes from the M4, but I'm like near Swansea, so that's actually, you know, an hour from Bristol, really, whereas you are a lot closer. You know, it's so yeah, your house price will go up before mine does. That's for sure. So yeah, that was question number 1. Do you want to ask the next question?
Okay, so the next question was asked by Hugh Richards, who said, what do you feel... Oh, hang on. You've got enormous writing and I still can't read it. My best school teacher look, shall I?
Okay.
What do you feel is the biggest challenge what do you feel the biggest challenge of 2019 will be in terms of growing your own food? Erica.
Okay, so we did write notes there, and I'll be interested as well to hear what your answers to this are. But I would say my biggest challenge of 2019 is the infrastructure. I've got land, but it's not workable. So I need to sort the land out with like French drains, and I need to make raised beds. And obviously for that, I need some money. Even if I'm making raised beds from pallets and stuff, that's still time and resources. But I would say the main thing is actually the hard blood, sweat and tears that needs to go into that, basically, is going to be my biggest challenge this year. Even though I've got some childcare now. So, yeah.
Have you just seen this comment? At least you're the horticulturist answer to Anne Robertson in respect.
Yes.
Oh dear. Yes.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
So infrastructure.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. What about yours? You've already you're a year ahead with me, aren't you?
Yeah. So this is my 4th year of growing that we're going into here. Mine is to be realistic about what we actually eat. Because there are some things I really, really like growing, but we don't eat them.
Yeah.
So I'm using quite a lot of growing space to grow food, which are treats for the chickens. And that's all very nice, but not if I'm using a central growing base. And then, well, if I'm saying, oh, where am I going to put things in, because I haven't got any space for them, but I'm growing a 45-foot row of kale, for example, I probably only need 2 kale plants, not 15. So I just need to get more realistic about however easy those plants are to grow and however lovely they look growing, am I actually going to eat them?
Do you find as well, you're quite traditional, like every year you always sow the same things, and actually every single year either that crop fails or you're just no good at, or you just don't, you'll fall into that trap. No, you're not late, and we did have a few issues.
Erica's fault.
Yeah, obviously.
We had technical issues with the internet connection, which just didn't want to play at all.
So Kelly said, my biggest challenge is getting everything I want to do done. Yes. I think we do need to be realistic sometimes. And I know, we all, and we probably do all actually, you go to bed after you've been looking at allotment stuff, and all night your head and your brain is whizzing and you've got so many ideas. And then, we think we can achieve that. And actually, then you get depressed because you can't achieve it. But I think, we just need to be a bit realistic sometimes with our time. Oh, couch grass. So Browder Clay said, my biggest...
It just grows so rapidly, and it sends out, if you...
Time. So... we're buffering again, but sorry, because it seemed to sort itself out afterwards, explaining what couch grass. I might have to look up online on that, because I'm not really sure. So... So Preppy Pink Crocodile, hello, I don't think I've seen you on one of my live chats before. So Liz, I can relate. Every year I grow radishes because they are fun to grow quickly.
Yeah.
But no matter how I eat them, I just do not like them. Yeah. Also, radishes between... Does anybody grow anything between potatoes? Or traditionally, do we grow anything between potatoes?
What, to mark rows or where they are, sort of thing?
Just because, obviously, a main crop potato takes like 20 odd. So surely, if you've got 2 rows, you could put something in between that's going to be out before 20 weeks, that's going to make use of the space.
Kelly, that is a fantastic comment. Yes, it grows so rapidly. She's right. Yes. So,
what about burning couch grass? Could you just burn it out?
Well, it's like the whole field and hope that, no, it will probably just
So George Lockett, I got and planted yesterday some Jerusalem artichokes after watching your video. Really glad that I elongated. Did you give the knobbly one? I'm not sure what the knobbly one is called.
Duck kind of growing mooli instead of radishes. I grew mooli last year.
Radish, but it's really longer than carrots.
Really, well, it's really, and it's fiery. I thought it was supposed to be mild. I found it really, really fiery.
Random question to all of you: can you grow ginger in? I know that he was successfully grew ginger here, but has anybody else had that? Have been able to grow ginger in the UK?
Oh, what James says, he grows leeks in between his spuds.
Okay, and then I guess the leeks are in about the same time and stay in longer then. Also, they literally just always chop off the leek at the ground level and it always grows back. So
well, that's what the Babington leeks do, isn't it?
Yeah.
You chop them off at that level and they come back. Little piece of my little bit of peace has got some ochre from Liz's video. Yeah, so nice.
Who's got some yak on from my video? Have you?
Yes.
Oh, because I'm giving you some.
No, I've bought some.
Nice. But who's going to brew the first yak on wine? Me. And you'll all have to come around my house and taste some. Guys, so if I make one demijohn, which is 6 bottles, is not enough because people always want some and you need to leave it to store for a year. So in future, I'm doing 3. 3 to drink now, 3 to... No,
1 to drink now.
Yeah, now for a year and then 6 bottles to give away.
Oh, right, 3 demijohns worth. Yeah.
Yeah, if not 3 bottles.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was reading a question.
Oh, sorry.
So I was reading a comment, so I could ask, saying, with no dig, can't you just cover up couch grass? You can put a really thick layer of cardboard down, put masses of thing on top of it, and in my experience, the couch grass then just sends its running out underneath that cardboard to wherever it can find the light at the edge and grows from there. And quite often the roots will then come up through the cardboard. Being a layer of cardboard, it's waited till it's rotted
Concrete.
down.
You could just pour concrete.
It will come up through concrete.
Will it?
Yeah.
Oh, so
well, no, it's not that bad, but it's still unpleasant stuff. So,
okay,
Lynn Jones, hello, says I grow ginger in pots and keep them in well insulated potting shed over the winter.
Right, and where did you get the? And I assume, Lynn, are you in the UK or somewhere else? If you're somewhere else, what zone are you? But yeah, I want to have a go, just for fun, really. But I don't want to waste my time. And I'm guessing you can obviously get supermarket. I was going to say garlic then. Supermarket.
Okay. Yeah. So here's my bit of ginger from the supermarket that is sending up a thing there.
Shoot, an offset. Do you know what's really unwell? One of the times over Christmas or December that I was unwell, I wanted to get, and this is such a scab that I obviously need to buy ginger. So in the UK, you can just pick the bit of ginger and they're all mixed. So I got a bit because I thought it was really expensive. I literally just see that bit there. I kind of picked a bit off and then put it on the weighing scales, and it came to 3p. But I thought it was going to be really expensive, so I just took a tiny bit of it, 3p's worth. Okay.
And Eagle Lodge Ireland has joined us. Hello, hello. You've missed all the technical hoo-ha and fuss. So if it starts buffering, we'll just...
Yeah, really sorry.
I wandered off and said, it's ringing in a head, probably.
Oh, I've never sworn before. Zone 8. Okay, so I was...
what we are.
Is it? Well, I was looking at what zone 6A was, A, and that is minus 20 degrees centigrade, minus 5.
8's warm.
So very interesting. Okay.
And just
yes.
So the next question.
Next question is Emma asked, is there anything I can do to grow runner beans, peas successfully in an exposed, windy garden, please? A few weeks before the frames collapse. So maybe it's her shoddy building skills.
That's what
she's
said.
Written that. Yeah. Or yeah. So Liz, question. I've got an idea, but I want to hear yours first.
Okay, I grow peas and beans on a very exposed, and my peas I grow up netting with really sturdy canes into the ground, and they aren't so bad because they come August, it usually is, but the beans always get knocked down. So this year we are sinking big fence posts into the ground, and then fixing our cane framework to that. So we're making it, we're actually going to make it a much more solid, permanent structure.
Okay, I am going to say, I reckon you need to make wigwams. Wig sturdier kind of structure than the traditional kind of, you know, I don't know what it's called, like that with the
row, yeah.
With a row, yeah, because at my allotment, the gentleman, the entire length of his allotment, and he had posts everywhere, and he had string holding the whole thing up because it made a massive sail, basically, and obviously the wind was just trying to hit it over. So I would suggest making a wigwam. If you've got something like hazel or even ash saplings that have been coppiced, you could use something like that to make rather than bamboo canes. That's my idea. But what do you think? Oh, Tony says windbreaks and steel frames.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of rain. I'm really sorry we lost you there. It's every now and then saying that if you, in my old allotment, a lot of people had scaffolding frames and stuff like that. They made beam supports out of scaffolding. Hi Jane, thank you for joining us this evening. And I know of Peace, is it Lindsay? I think your name's Lindsay, I can't remember, so sorry if that's wrong. You just mentioned we'll have ginger for sale. I'm going to Wilko's tomorrow, so I might pop in and have a look at those.
If they've got some in your Wilko's, could you get some for
I
me?
will get some for you, yeah. Lynn Jones just said, lots of wine videos. I developed a sulphite allergy, so no more great wine. I'd love to learn how to make fruit wine. Now, I make any wine without using sulphites. I do it differently. So rather than using a primary fermenter and using the Camden tablet at the beginning, I don't do that at all. I just boil all of the ingredients and extract the juice that way, and then I add a tea bag to it to help with the tannin, and that's usually why you would soak grapes for a few days. So instead of doing that, I just boil everything, and then I know that inside the demijohn it's completely sterile, so there's no reason to use any sulfites. Ever use sulfites or anything like that? No.
So rather than boiling everything, I put the fruit in a bowl, scald it by pouring boiling water over it, and then cover it, and then I leave it for 2 to 4 days.
Yeah, but then that's one reason why some people, would use a camel as long as it's been sterilised. So Lynn Jones said, yeah.
No, I didn't.
So we're just saying that actually clear the wine. So it's to do the calcium from the shells.
And Sue Jones has seen old gazebo poles for my peas. Good idea.
That is a pretty good idea.
And Organic Gardening in North Carolina has joined us. If you have a short growing season, consider ginger inside. Super early.
Okay, and Jill, who lives in Turkey, just moved ginger this year, and in Turkey, I imagine that's the perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume, I don't know where ginger. I know a lot of vegetables in our supermarkets come from China. Yeah, but I don't know if it's grown commercially anywhere.
So, did we answer that question?
No. So the fourth question, whatever number question it is, would you like to? The next question
is Tony asks, after last year's late cold snap, which was called the Beast from the East, and then his little brother, and then later the heat wave.
Heat wave from Heat Wave. I was trying to rhyme. The Beast from the East, the heat wave from.
Yeah,
somewhere hot.
What preparations are you making for more extreme weather than we're historically used to?
Would you like to answer this?
I am going to continue to build organic matter in the soil so that the soil can hold the water and or drain the water better. And I'm also considering putting in those, are they called soak pipes? Seep with a seep hose.
Yeah.
Seep hoses. A hose with lots of little holes in it to go along the beds, but to have them fed from rainwater that I've collected.
Oh, you've got an IBC. You could link that all, couldn't you?
I could. So I've got lots of rainwater containers going into the garden, and hopefully I can get the water to the roots of the veg rather than over the top.
And that will stop the weeds and really help with no dig and stuff, won't it?
It'll help with no dig, and it'll also reduce the amount of water that's lost through evaporation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my answer is, obviously we do know that global warming is a thing and it's happening and it's making us have more extreme weather patterns in all over the world, isn't it? But every summer or every year, every winter, we always kind of hear on the news like, oh, this is the hottest summer since 19, or yeah, but also it's always since like 1812, or oh, this day or blah blah blah, you know, this is the coldest or the hottest. But I think throughout history we have, and we always have, like from one year to the next, it's always, you know, one thing does well, or you know, one veg does well, one does well, and it's always different. I think the main thing we need to prepare for is kind of everything, really. So we need no, but I'm not.
The main thing we need to prepare for is everything.
No, sorry, I'm not explaining this very well. But it's like, you know, we need to have loads of, I don't know, in our sheds, we need to have fleeces at the ready. If we have a late frost, that we can put the fleeces out overnight. We need to have a really good watering infrastructure, like you've just said, the soakaway thing, so that if we have a drought and there's less
drip pipes, that's the one.
Yeah, drip pipes. We're able to water at the roots and stuff like that. So I think we need to make sure that we're prepared for all weather extremes in our gardens. And then when it's really cold, we'll be okay. And when it's hot, we'd be okay as well. I think that's a good answer. Do you think? Basically, prepare for everything, and everything will be prepared for, because you prepared for everything and it'll be good. So, yes. Thank you, Nick, for popping to say hi and everything, and I'll see you soon.
And Eliza, and I'm hoping I'm saying your name correctly, and I know she's here, has said, what do you wish you could always grow more of? And Erica and I really are different.
Can I, before we answer this, can I just say, Tony just said, basically, in the last question about being prepared for everything, he said, basically empty the garden centre then. And I agree with that. But before you empty the garden, Facebook local selling page and ask what people are getting rid of for free. Because, you know, we don't need to buy new stuff if we can help it. Always try and get it free first if you can, because free is environmentally friendly. So, you know, Lloyd calls me a chancer because I always try and get things for free. And that is because I'm a bit of a scab, and we all know that. But you can hide behind
being... love you anyway.
But you can hide behind being environmentally friendly. And the reason that you are being scabby and wanting to save money is because you'll be environmentally friendly. And I think that's a good answer as well. Yeah. But sorry, we can go to the next question again now. Sorry, I interrupted.
Okay, well, no, just going to run through. Free cycle, there is a free section on Gumtree. There is your local newspaper. Olio. The notice board in your local supermarket and post office. And
everyone in your phone book, just bulk send a message to everybody. WhatsApp group can have everything free. Freegal.
There you go. So there's loads of places to try.
But what actually, you know, your allotment, do you have a Facebook group for your allotment, or something like a notice board in your allotment? Because I'm sure there would be people that might have something from their allotment that they can give you. So anyway, sorry, we did.
So yes, so the question was, what do you wish? And I just want you to answer with 2 words.
Okay.
What do you wish you could grow more of? As you've written it down.
Onions and potatoes.
And I wrote down potatoes and onions. So
Why do you want to grow more potatoes and onions?
Because I grew 200 onions last year. I've got 6 left. So my hungry gap for onions is starting already. And obviously we can buy them, but organic onions are not the cheapest way of buying onions. I mean, we eat organic food as much as possible. So I didn't grow enough potatoes. And
you had an issue, didn't you, with your potatoes? I did have a problem.
My potatoes, so that they were very much slugged. With those slugs that are, and I kid you not, they were like as big as this, as big as our heads they were. No, they were about 4 inches long and about 1.5 inches across. They were hideously huge. They ate through about 1/4 of my potato. And then this year I would, obviously I hadn't put enough of a layer on top of them. So I've got gazillions of sweet potatoes.
So yeah, it was my first year at the allotment now, so I don't know if we've got the allium leaf miner there.
And the only problem I've had here was the first year I had some rust on the garlic that I grew, and then it spread to the leeks. This year I didn't have it, so yeah, I mean, last year I didn't have
it. The reason I want potatoes...
I think slugs are eating your internet connection.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
They hollowed out a pumpkin in my garden, completely hollow, crazy. Not the internet, that was the slugs. And onions, just because they're a staple that we have, and they're quite heavy, so they probably, cost as in not money, but the planet, is probably quite high for those crops. And if we can be sustainable on those, wow, that would be proper amazing.
Thanks, Nicola. Sorry the internet connection awful.
Bye-bye, and thank. And yeah, there's 20 thumbs up for this, and I know we have been really hard work tonight for you, but there are 29 people watching, so we've not... I would like you to like, but it keeps going, the connection keeps going. So sorry about this.
Jasmine has asked a question.
Yeah, Jasmine's. So I will say Jasmine's question. Are you going to try a new technique to preserve food this year and store more for winter? Brian wants to grow a new egg. Okay.
Yeah, be good if we could.
Grow another egg?
Yeah, grow bits of us that are not functioning.
Yeah.
Would
you grow if you could grow
a new thyroid without a doubt, or a new back? No, new thyroid, because then it wouldn't matter about everything else. Ecocentric Homestead says onions. I can eat a lot of those. This year we're going to buy 600 seed, but I noticed 1 ounce of seed was the same price as 3 packs of 100.
So that's a lot of onions.
Yeah.
9,000 seeds. Yeah. Wow.
And I'm so sorry about the internet connection. I'm just assuming that it's a problem here tonight. We're seeing a bit of buffering.
Yeah.
But I mean, actually, the image isn't brilliant, and it's not particularly dark here.
Sorry.
Yeah, so next week, next time we'll be back at Erica's without all these issues.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know, you don't have to apologise. It's rubbish internet connection.
I'm apologising for Liz's internet connection. So yeah, Jasmine asked, are we going to learn any new techniques to preserve food so we have them stocks? So Liz, over to you on this one first.
I'm going to do more drying. I bought a dehydrator this year towards the end of the summer, so I've played with it a little bit. I'm just starting to get to grips with that. What I'd really like to do is get as far as drying my own pumpkin flour. So drying out pumpkins and squashes.
Wow.
And then put them in the liquidizer without liquid. It is a liquidizer, isn't it? Yeah.
Food processor.
The food processor. And turn it into flour to store it as a dried flour thing. And I'd also.
I'm taller than you now.
You are taller than me.
This doesn't ever happen very often. I'm taller than another person.
And I'd also quite like to learn canning.
So, I'm not really bothered about dehydrators because I've got to stop being immature. See, all right. I make wine now. That's a new skill that I've added to preserving this year.
Hi, Barbara.
I make jam, I make chutney, I pickle stuff. The only thing I'm not really good at is filling my freezer full of stuff. I've got a chest freezer. I've got room for like 10 freezers if I want, like Liz. And hers are really stocked. I don't know if you've ever watched her videos where she's done a little tour of the freezers. Anyway, that's what I want to just get better at, using the freezer. But what about you? What do you want to be better at?
Tony's asked if I've ever water glass. Yeah, surplus eggs using.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. What I do is I crack eggs into tiny little plastic containers, freeze them. Once they're frozen, I take them out of little plastic containers, put them in a sort of Tupperware-ish type dish, back in the freezer, and then I've got 1 egg portions to use for emergencies.
So James did ask, he's got parsnips in the ground and can you freeze them? Sorry, we didn't ask that straight away. I guess, you can freeze them, but you probably should blanch them first. I would blanch them before I put them in the freezer. Would you blanch them?
I would leave them in the ground.
Yeah, but if James has had them in the ground all winter and there's still a row of them, like he said, them in the ground for like 2 years, because they'd start growing.
Pass mash from them and then freeze the parsnip mash. Parsnip. So I've done that a few times. So you cook them completely, make a mash, and freeze them in.
So Stephen said, "Is the wine for pickling your liver?" Not pickling my liver, but Lloyd. We had like 15 bottles of wine in the cellar, and they were gone really quick. And he kept saying, "Oh, I'll just get more wine," and then it all got drunk. So basically, I am providing wine so that we have more money in the house. Do you think I should make more wine? And how many bottles of wine do you think I should have in the cellar?
Okay, Louise has just said she's watching on a delay. So what she's done is she's paused just for a couple of minutes and then is watching it and started watching it again. And apparently that is much better. So
amazing.
That might be worth it. We know that for next time. So,
yes, more wine.
Peter has asked. Peter, no, we didn't answer your question yet. Peter said, "Do you think people should talk about politics in their videos?"
I'm going to say no. If you have a political channel, go for it. However, I don't think political videos are good on a gardening channel because most of my viewers come to talk about gardening and not politics. So, and also, I think we need to be very careful when we are talking about politics unless we really, really, really know the facts, because there is a lot of fake news that we see on social media. That's
misinformation.
And it's very easy for us to read that and go, right, that's the truth, when actually it's not. And spreading that kind of propaganda is very dangerous, and it's inciting hatred and hate. And I just think that, I actually probably don't know enough about the subject to start spouting things on my channel, and I would hate to say the wrong information because that could be very, very dangerous, personally. Over to Liz.
Okay, I kind of feel that talking politics on a channel absolutely has it has only in the channel is about, and it's either a political viewpoint channel, or it's discussing issues of the day. If something happened that affected my gardening, so if there were a law was passed, I might actually say this law has been passed, but I wouldn't necessarily give my opinion of it, because for me, that, I think actually, to be honest, most people will understand. Most people will get where you're coming from, just from your normal presenting of whatever it is that your channel is about. But for me, actually introducing politics as an issue, I don't think I would do that. Having said that, I do several videos. I've done several videos in the past that are a social comment. And I guess to some extent those are political, but they're not party politics.
Yeah.
I agree. Does that kind of answer your question, Peter?
But yeah, it's interesting to see what a lot of people have said. Thank you, Lloyd. But yes, yeah, I think it's a good way to say just no politics, because yeah, this is not a political broadcast. And the is that all of the questions that we've answered?
That was all of the questions, yeah. We've answered all the questions that were submitted to us. It's 1 minute to 10.
Yes.
How about that for good timing, given that we've had some buffering and...
Yes, and I'm so sorry we've had all of those issues this evening. And yes, I'm just trying to quickly watch the end. Sam, thank you for dropping in towards the end of the live chat. I hope your electrics are sorted in your house.
And if I didn't say hello to Kevin earlier, hello. Actually, there were going to be lots of people that we didn't say hello to. At the beginning, I kind of went hello to loads of people, and then we had to restart the, or maybe I did that after we restarted. It's all a bit of a blur now. But anyway, I'm really sorry if we haven't said hello. Erica, I'm sure, will go through the chat afterwards, say hello to everybody who we haven't caught up with.
Yes. So yeah, thanks very much, and I'm back next Friday at 9 p.m.
With some good internet connection.
Well, hopefully, if I don't unplug the router like I did the other day. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I'm just going to say goodbye, because this always goes on at the end where you're like, oh, I'm going to go now, bye, and then someone has to, you hang up, you hang up, you hang up.
Shall I hang up?